And welcome to Hero Power. I am your host, Avanties, and as always, I'm joined by my co host, Zerotio.
What is up, gang? We got a bit to talk about this week, uh, but we'll start with how was your week in life, and have you played much Hearthstone?
I've played a little bit, not as much as I have in the past, because season 23 of Diablo 3 started last week, and I've
Ah,
probably put about 30 hours into Diablo 3 this week. This week and part of last week. So yeah, I've put a lot of time into Diablo 3. Um, but I have played some Hearthstone. I did go in and knock out all of my dailies up through Friday, I think. Um, I'm somewhere in the 40s. I'm actually pulling up Hearthstone now as we speak to tell you exactly. I think I'm 41 on
okay.
the rewards track. No, I'm 42 on the rewards track. So yeah,
Wow,
I'm moving right along.
you were like 10 levels below me before.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I said, I didn't get a lot of bonus XP for playing multiple games or longer games. Pretty much all the experience I've gotten this week has been just from my quests.
Gotcha. Me, I've kind of pulled back Hearthstone a little bit, mainly because, uh, and we'll talk about this more when we get the news, but the meta's really rough right now, and I'm not enjoying it. Um, Paladin's good, Mage is good, everything else is pretty much crap. I'm 54 on the rewards track. I'm getting my dailies done and my weeklies done, but ultimately, ultimately, I'm just not enjoying the meta right now, and I can't wait for balance changes. Uh, Mainly, I'm just not enjoying the high roll of the no minion mage. Lunacy on 2 just feels bad when you have it done against you. And honestly, it feels bad when you do it because it's like, wow, I feel like I just cheesed this game. And then the rest of the game is them just spinning their wheels trying to do something, and they don't or can't. And it just feels bad. And the mirror is just atrocious.
Yeah.
So I can't wait until no minion mage is dialed back. And honestly, I'm a paladin maid, but I like to see specifically pen flinger taken
Oh,
out of the meta.
yes.
It
Me
just
too.
it.
I
So I'm hoping that paladin
we'll talk
pulls
about it
back a
more.
little
We'll
bit.
talk about it more when we get to the news. I don't want to
Yeah.
derail the conversation now, but
But yeah, that's where I'm at, and playing lots of Valheim. I'm really enjoying that game.
yeah.
Uh,
Non Hearthstone related news to me. I am going to start probably make my return to streaming. Um,
cool.
I'm gonna. There's been some new games come out that I'm really interested in checking out. One of which I just bought Friday night. It's called drawing a blank. Outriders. It's called
Okay.
Outriders by Square Enix, and I'm really stoked. This game looks like it has a pretty good story. Square Enix has always been known for their stories, so
Oh
I'm
yes,
I'm pretty
Square games are
stoked
great.
about it. I'm currently working on getting all the resources and stuff together that I'll need to make my return to streaming. I'll probably play some Hearthstone occasionally.
Yeah.
Definitely will be playing some Diablo 3 on stream. I'll play some Outriders. I'll probably play some other games in my Steam library that I've been wanting to play. Um, I will not, however, be doing this on Twitch. I will be joining and playing over on Facebook Gaming. So
Oh, cool. Cool.
I'm working on setting up a page for my streaming, and I'm working on getting all the resources together. So I'm hoping that maybe by next weekend or the following week, I can start. Right now, the way, most of you longtime listeners know, I work two jobs. Life happens. So I'm probably going to be streaming later in the evening on the East Coast, probably 10 to midnight, a few nights a week. So for those of you out there on the West Coast, that'll be, prime time for you guys, 7 to 9
Cool.
or so. But yeah, feel free to check it out. I'll have more info on my Twitter when I get everything confirmed. But I'm excited to kind of get back out there and play some other games.
That's cool. Now, bringing it back to Hearthstone, I obviously am going to be playing a lot of Hearthstone coming up because once the balance changes happen, which we'll talk about coming up, I'll obviously want to play. And THL season, the Legacy season specifically, is starting next week. They're delaying deck submissions by a day because of this supposed nerfs coming early next week. But aside from that, I will be playing a lot, preparing for THL, and hopefully have a good season. I had a horrible season last season, but I was going through the start of my weight loss and all that kind of stuff. So I had a lot of things impacting my play. So I'm hoping to come back with a vengeance this season and do well. But not with that out of the way, let's get to
it's going to be the return of some guy hat nose from Twitter.
That's right. Oh, I could never live that down. There's this Zerotio guy, some guy hat nose from Twitter. I'm like, I got a podcast. At the time, but we've been doing a podcast, I think, for like 2 years. But that's so funny.
So anyway, yeah, we got quite a bit to talk about, including Book of Mercenaries is here. So now this is not the Mercenaries mode.
No, this isn't the new game mode. This is the Book of Heroes, but now it's the second, even though they're not doing Book of Heroes yet, but the second installment of the Book of series, but it's Book of Mercenaries.
That's right.
So the first one out the gate is the Warrior Book of Mercenaries, Rokara.
Yes.
And it went live on the 6th of April. That's Tuesday. And along with this was accompanied with the Meet the Mercenaries blog post, which we'll have that linked in the show notes. But I like that they did this because this kind of gives us an idea and storyline. Because obviously with Book of Heroes, we know who Uther is and Jaina.
Right. Yes.
We know all of them. With Book of Mercenaries, the only disconnect I had was I was like, I don't know these characters. Some of them had names that were familiar from Warcraft lore, but a lot of these were brand new Hearthstone introductions. So these kind of give us a laydown of all 10 mercenaries. So what do you think of this little blog before we get into the solo content itself? What do you think
I absolutely love that they gave us a introduction to these new characters. And we'll just start with Rokara. Rokara, they tell us she's grown up admiring the tales of horde heroes like Thrall and Gromosh Hellscream, and that she wanted to follow in their path and seek glory and honor as part of the horde for her family. And that's what we get. These, like you said, these are new characters, and they are doing such a great job of endearing them to us, the players, that we want to know more. And that's where the Book of Mercenaries comes in, because the Book of Mercenaries really shows us the path those characters took to get to where they are now. And it's so far, I'm only a few battles in to the Rokara Book of Mercenaries, but I'm loving it so far.
Okay, so you're only a couple battles in. I finished it, and the difficulty level wasn't very difficult, which is fine because it's telling a story. I'm okay with the difficulty being toned down a bit if it's telling a good story. But if it's not telling a good story, I want that challenge. This not only told a great story, and I'm going to try to avoid any kind of spoilers. This is the first of the Book of series that has replayability.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because there are some fights. You might have experienced one of them so far, not too many, that you get to make a choice at the beginning of the battle that affects how that game plays. And you could make a different choice the next time, or a third choice, or further on, as if you want to replay those fights again. So I really, really like that, because now I can go, hey, let me do the Book of Mercenaries Rokara again, but let me make some different choices. It still isn't changing the way your deck is or anything like that. It just changes some aspects of the fights. And that I really, really enjoyed, and I hope they keep that element, maybe change it up a little differently for the future Book of Mercenaries. But to me, all of these Book ofs had zero replayability. This one actually has some replayability options.
Yeah.
And for that, I really, really like it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm looking forward to learning more about the individual mercenaries, and that way we'll have a more, what's the word? Well, I guess we'd have a deeper connection to the characters when when the mercenaries game mode finally launches in the future.
Yeah, and here's what I have to say about that is, with the mercenaries game mode, don't rush it, but keep giving these Book of Mercenaries solo adventures so that we can have like this anticipation of the characters we're going to play. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're going to take your time with the mercenaries mode, I'm fine with that, as long as you keep giving us these Book of Mercenaries. Now, I know they want to fit in some of the Book of Heroes and finish those up, but honestly, I want these Book of Mercenaries more than the Book of Heroes. Again, part of that's, I already have Uther, so I'm not worried about it. Now, a second thing that was interesting, no bundle.
Yeah.
There was no warrior bundle that had a portrait or anything like that tied to it. That's interesting too. Now, we know the Rokara hero portrait is in the rewards track, right? Isn't
Correct.
that where it is? So obviously, I know some people were like, it's just a money grab. They're just using these skins as a way to make more money, which I think they should in that argument. But it's nice to know that they're not just going to use the solo adventures as a way to market a bundle, that they're actually focusing on good content for the solo adventures. So all in all, I give the Book of Mercenaries debut an A+, where I'd probably sit the Book of Heroes probably sitting around a B. And a lot of that's, we already have a lot of familiarity with those characters.
Yeah.
So I'm really enjoying the Book of Mercenaries, and I'll be honest, I can't wait for the next one, and I'm really excited to see Cariel and Tamsin roam.
Yeah, me too.
I hope they do.
I want to know more about the sisters and how they came to be on such opposite sides. And
yeah, I mean, when you say opposite, one is a follower of the light, the holy aspects of everything that is Warcraft, and then the other one literally follows Shadow.
Yeah.
And when we say opposites, we mean complete and utter opposites.
Right. So, all right. So yeah, if you want to check out more about the individual mercenaries, as Zerotio said, there will be a link to the blog post in our show notes.
It's a good read.
So head over to heropowerhs.com, click on the episode 263, and check out the show notes, and you'll be able to find that right there. So, as Zerotio alluded to in the beginning of the show, there was a tweet from Alec Dawson this week that stated balance changes to go out early next week with patch 20.0.2. We'll be targeting some cards in Mage, Paladin, Rogue, and Neutral. hoping to create more space for experimentation in the early Barons meta and have more diverse field of classes. 6 changes total, details coming soon. So, Zerotio, what just, kind of based off this information, what do you think is going to get targeted out of these classes that were mentioned?
Okay, so we know 2 variables of information. We know what classes, mage, paladin, rogue, and neutral cards, and we know that there's going to be 6 total changes. So in mage, lunacy has to be hit, right?
I would think so. I mean, sure, there's not anything else in mage that I can think of off the top of my head that's causing more disruption right now than Deck of Lunacy.
Yeah, I really think Deck of Lunacy, there's kind of merit to that, the refreshing spring water?
Yeah,
there may be some merit to refreshing spring water.
Which I would just like to say during our review, I said I thought was one of the most powerful cards in the set.
Yeah, and I think it still is. Here's my thing: I'm going to hover on mage for just a second. I don't want lunacy mage to be a thing in the competitive ranks and in masters and grandmasters. It's a fun card. Sure, let's do some little side tournaments, things like that with it, but ultimately it shouldn't be in competitive play or be seen consistent enough to play at the high ranks of Legend. That being said, I do like Spell Mage, the no minion mage, and I think Refreshing Spring Water is very much needed for that deck to function well.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you take Deck of Lunacy out of Spell Mage or no minion mage, whatever you want to call it, the deck is still good. It's still competitive, and it's at least tier 2, if not still tier 1.
Okay.
So I think all they need to do is change Deck of Lunacy, change how it functions, or change the mana cost. I would even say as far as going up to 4 mana. I think if it's at 4 mana and people want to keep putting it in their decks and not really get the effect till mid-game, more power to them. By then, aggro should have been able to run them over. Now, second, so that's one card out of the 6. Second, we're going to talk about is Paladin, or I'm going to talk about is Paladin. I think the big target for that is going to be the Sword of the Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
It probably needs to go to 2 durability.
I can get behind that, yeah.
I think at 2 durability, it still makes it strong, but not so. Basically, you're seeing 3 main secrets. You're seeing Avenge, you're seeing Galloping Savior, and you're seeing Omayog. Those 3 secrets. So if your opponent gets Sword of the Fallen out, 3 swings ultimately gets all 3 of those secrets out of their deck. And that's when the deck is hard to deal with, when all 3 secrets are out. So if you take it down to 2 durability, I dare even say maybe even bumping it to 3 cost and 2 durability, but that might kill the card. And then other than that, in Paladin, I think that's all that's needed.
I can see that. Yeah, you make that. So we're talking Deck of Lunacy and Mage, Sword of the Fallen and Paladin. What are you thinking about Rogue?
Oh my goodness, Rogue. I don't play enough Rogue to know what's super strong, and I don't think Rogue is super overpowered right now. I think what the nerf to Rogue is for is to make sure it doesn't become this super
Do we think
power.
it's going to be Jan Desperov, and why is that correct?
So I don't think it. So do I think it's going to be Jan Desperov? It could be. I think it actually will be. The bumper up to 6 mana, and that's kind of weird on the numbers because that's both a rogue and a mage card, but that's doable. But my thing is I've said this before. I think the reason Jandis is strong is not because Jandis is mana or anything like that. And at 6 mana, I think she'll still be playable and be just as strong. It's the pool of cards. One of the reasons why Lunacy's bad right now is because of the pool of cards.
Mm-hmm.
If you play 3-cost spells in your deck, or you have 4-cost spells are reduced down to 3, there's a boatload of draw at 6 mana that Lunacy gets. And that draw is what wins them the games. Yeah. Same thing for Jandis Barov. There is pretty much just one bad card in the 5 mana slot.
Yeah. The only other
minions.
Yeah, and the only other card I could see in Rogue that might get hit right now would be Field Contact.
Yes, the 3/2 that draws.
That's Field Contact says draw a card whenever you play a combo or battle cry.
Okay, so it might be a bit wordy, and that was going to be my next Rogue card that I believe could and should be nerfed. I think if you change the text to draw a card when you play a battle cry or combo minion.
Okay, you think that would be better than just bumping it up to like 4 mana?
Yeah, very much so. The reason it's being broken so much are because of the combo spells that are allowing them to just... Because the combo spells are inherently fairly cheap because you have to combo them. So you have a lot of combo spells at 1 and 2 mana. Well, you don't have a lot of combo minions at 1 and 2 mana. So it would raise that cost up slightly for the draw. So I think if you change it so that it's only active by battle cries and combo minions, then that's enough of a nerf. And I think it's still playable at that point. If you raise it up to 4 mana, I think it's still going to be just as broken.
Okay. And what do you think about a nerf to, going back to Mage, what do you think about a nerf to Incanter's Flow?
Again, I think Incanter's Flow is pivotal to that no minion spell mage, whatever you want to call it. And I think that deck needs to stay good. Because if you kill no minion mage entirely, then what is mage going to play right now? Hero Power Mage is not strong enough. That Hero Tower Mage might get hit with nerfs. We haven't gotten to neutrals yet. Mm-hmm. So if they decide to impact the watch posts in the nerfs, then that weakens that other variation of Mage. Because Mage doesn't have Highlander, which it's had for like 2 years now. So you really cripple Mage. So I think you only target Lunacy so that no minion mage or spell mage without Lunacy can still exist. And I think without Lunacy, it's no longer this feels bad. Because ultimately, spell power, the no minion mage, a spell mage with Lunacy doesn't have an amazing win rate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the second highest win rate, but the third is just below it. The big discrepancy is the Paladin is like 7% higher, according to HS Replay, than the next win rate, which is Spell Mage. But Spell Mage is played significantly more than the Paladin because people love high rolly decks. Mm-hmm. If you take the high roll out of it and you just make it, the best card you put in the deck. So for that reason, I think that Incanter's Flow and Font of Power and Refreshing Spring Water and those pivotal cards to No Minion Mage stay untouched, and you just basically nuke Lunacy.
Okay. All right.
You need to nerf Deck of Lunacy so hard, like they did with Warsong Commander, that it cannot be played.
Okay.
That's competitive.
Okay. I mean, that sounds harsh, but yeah, I can see.
Well, it's not that it makes the deck super overpowered. It makes it just feel bad on both sides, to be honest.
Okay. So let's talk neutrals now, because you brought up a strong point about watch posts. The 3 and 4 mana watch posts are pretty decent the way they are, don't you think? It's really just the 2 mana watch post that's causing problems, right?
Yes, and I don't believe it gets touched.
Okay.
I think they want the watch post decks. They want them to exist. They want them to hold aggro back, but they want them to hold aggro back and not them, and as well as things like Lunacy and and Paladin as a whole.
I, I
Uh,
I will say I played a game this week where I got the 2 mana watch post on 2.
yeah,
My opponent, I passed. My opponent drew a card, passed. I drew a card, passed. My opponent drew another card, and then conceded. And it likely had to do with the fact that the cards they were drawing were either on curve, costing 1 more, or were higher. They were just getting a bad draw of higher cost
were they
cards.
playing Warlock?
I don't remember honestly, but
Because
the
if
the
they were
fact
playing
was
Warlock,
the watch post alone made them feel that they had absolutely no chance, so they might as well just concede and start over.
I agree. And the reason I mentioned Warlock is because I believe if you're playing against Warlock, it's a very strong turn 2 play because it really throws off their corrupt values. Because then it's harder to corrupt cards because all of a sudden, their ticket is a 7 cost, or their strong men are now 8 cost. And so it's much harder to have that, now I can't twist the other and then drop the strong men because they're not free. So I think that card, that type of mechanic needs to exist to keep certain decks in check, which is why I don't think watch posts need to be nerfed. I think if you adjust some of the other decks, allowing more minion-based combat to come into play, that kind of keeps things in check on its own. Now, that happens, and then the 3-post gets even stronger, though. More Shan, I think it's called. So,
Yeah.
then all of a sudden the power shifts to the 3-cost post. So if you do nerf the 2-cost, you need to nerf the 3 too. And I like the way it curves. You have a 2-cost, 3-cost, 4-cost, and then you have your 5 and 6 game to set things up for your Cargill. So I think they're going to nerf the watch posts.
Yeah.
I don't think they should. Now, we've identified at least 1 card in Mage, 1 card in Paladin, and 1 to 2 cards in Rogue. So if they only do 1 card in Rogue, that means they're going to nerf 3 different cards. And they said they're going to make changes to 6 cards. If that's all 3 watch posts, I really don't want that to happen, because if we're right about Mage, Rogue, and Paladin, that means they don't nerf Penflinger.
And Penflinger Penflinger has to go.
Yeah.
I will lead that charge.
Don't call me a hoe.
Down one Blizzard way with my sign if I have to.
Now, I don't necessarily want Penflinger to be nuked like I do Lunacy, because I think Penflinger can be a good card in the meta. But one of 2 things need to happen. I think it needs to go to 2 mana to cut back the huge bursts that Rogue and Paladin have with their low-cost spells, or it needs to just target minions and be a board-based tool and not a finisher. I think if one of those 2 things happens, then the meta, especially Paladin, is going to get put in check.
Target enemy minion specific.
Yes. Target enemy. Well, no. I don't think it needs to be target enemy minion specific, because
you want it to still be available as a frenzy activator.
I still want it to. I didn't before we saw how frenzy impacted the meta, but now that I've seen how frenzy impacted the meta, which honestly it hasn't, it needs something once Mage and Paladin
it hasn't yet. We don't know what it's going to look like after this round of changes.
So in the meta, where is Frenzy Warrior?
Look, all I'm saying is you can't look at what it's done in the past. You have to look at what it may do in the future after these changes take effect. If all of a sudden you nerf Lunacy and you nerf Field Contact and you nerf the Watch Posts or whatever, you leave Pinflinger, or no, let's say you nerf Pinflinger to only target minions, but
Yes.
now Frenzy plays a much larger part of this new meta going forward. Pinflinger is still going to be a problem.
And I'm saying that if Frenzy takes a much larger, part of the meta, first, I don't think that's a bad thing. And second, I think that's what Team 5 wants because it's a new mechanic. Look at Warrior right now, which pretty much the only real playable Warrior deck is a Frenzy-based Warrior. It's sitting in the bottom of HS Replay at 42.2% win rate.
Well, yeah, obviously, because nobody's playing anything but Deck of Lunacy and Rogue.
Paladin.
And Paladin. Yeah, those are your top three. I mean, why would you play something that has the potential to be good when you can play the best deck in the meta?
Exactly. So that's why I think that Frenzy Warrior doesn't become the best deck in the meta. It just goes up in parity. It goes up maybe 4 or 5 slots into like that 4th slot, 5th slot,
Okay.
Of best deck. I don't think it could possibly go from 10th to 1st just because we didn't nerf Penflinger enough.
Okay.
Now, before the set came out, I was so worried how Penflinger was going to be such an activator for Frenzy, but Frenzy cards are so useless. Plus, there's a lot of good neutral Frenzies, and that might not just bring up Warrior, that might bring up Hunter, that might bring up Shaman, that might bring up Priest somehow, because they will have neutral Frenzy. Neutral Frenzy. Well, that would be a totally different style of Priest deck that doesn't exist.
Still just so sick of Priest from the previous meta.
I do believe Penflinger needs to be nerfed, but I don't think it needs to be nerfed to the point where it's unplayable.
Yeah.
Like I do Deck of Lunacy. I think Deck of Lunacy competitively should not be playable. And so if we go with one per class for Mage, Paladin, Rogue, arguably, we'll say 4 because we'll say Mage, Paladin, Rogue, and Jandis. Mm-hmm. That gives us 2 cards in neutral to be nerfed. Penflinger being 1, and maybe the 2 post? The Farwatch post?
Yeah.
If not the post, do you think it's time to nerf Animated Broomstick? I know Animated Broomstick's not really top meta right now, but when the meta starts getting changed because the other balance changes, does that... Broomstick is also a Frenzy activator.
I don't know that it needs to be nerfed at this point in time, but a possible future nerf is always
because
a
Animated Broomstick, people aren't talking about this because it's not being played right now, but Animated Broomstick is a Frenzy activator because it gives Frenzy minions with really powerful Frenzies that don't have Rush.
Yeah.
And they've inherently given the strong Frenzy activators to minions that don't have Rush, because basic guy has to live a whole turn without just getting one shot.
Yeah.
And with Broomstick, for 1 extra mana, you then get the Frenzy activator. There's the one that when it frenzies, it attacks a random enemy. So you can rush it, clear something, and then it clears something else or goes face. There's the one that does a deadly shot off of its frenzy. So you play it, you play Broomstick, you clear something, then it clears something else. So I mean, Broomstick might be the other neutral that gets hit. So my calling right now is Deck of Lunacy, a Sword of the Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the right card?
Yeah.
Jandis, the 3/2 we talked about in Rogue.
Field Contact.
Penflinger, and Animated Broomstick. And I don't think the watch posts get touched.
Okay.
Or I wouldn't do it. I do think they will be touched, but those would be the 6 that I touched.
Okay.
Because while I'm a Paladin main and I love playing Paladin, it's a little out of hand right now. It needs to be dialed back.
Yeah, I agree. All right. So we'll find out first of this week, quite possibly on as early as Tuesday, I would think. I don't know. Do you think you don't think we'll see anything on the day that people are listening to this on the download? Do you? It'll probably be
I think
Tuesday, right?
we might hear about it, but they said balance changes to go out early next week, which usually when they say early next week, that means in the Tuesday slot.
That's what I was thinking.
They've been known to patch on Tuesdays and on Thursdays, and we know this is a patch, not just a server-side patch, but a full patch because it has the change in number denotation to 20.0.2. So I think we get it on Tuesday, but they'll tell us about it probably in a blog around 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern, where we're at, on Monday, the day before.
Okay.
I thought we might hear about Friday, but then I realized there's still competitive Hearthstone going on and qualifiers happening. And the last thing Blizzard wants is for people to be playing with cards knowing they're about to change.
Right.
So they want to give you a little lead time so that you can, plan accordingly for your decks. But I think if they told us on Monday and the patch went out Tuesday, that 24-hour notice, that'd be fine. I hope they don't put out a blog Tuesday morning and then the patch hits and we have like almost no time to know about it.
Yeah. So
as you're listening to this on the download, you're probably listening to it early. So it might not be announced yet, but if it is, then see if we're right.
That's right. Yeah. So, okay. Next thing we want to talk about is Grandmasters season 1, week 1 started this past weekend. And as we are recording, they are still airing the America's Grandmasters. Yes. But there was a big announcement on, I think it was Thursday. Yeah, big announcement on Thursday that Hearthstone Esports is aware of allegations made against America's Grandmaster Paul Zalay Nemeth. Upon further review, we have suspended Zalay from competing in all Hearthstone Esports events. So we're not going to go too deep into this. If you want to know what it's about, all you really have to do is go on Twitter. It's all over Twitter. We're not gonna name names. We're not gonna call out people who may or may not be involved. We just wanted to let you know that Grandmasters started this weekend. We're really excited about it, and Zalay will not be competing at this time.
Like you said, Avanties, we're not going to really get into the allegations and all that stuff because that's not what this show is about. What I would like to discuss, though, is do we think that I know a lot of people thought that HSE Esports should have reacted faster, and we do know that these are just allegations, no charges or anything that I'm aware of at this time have been filed for Zalay. And this is a suspension, meaning he's still part of the Grandmasters. So they're just suspending him, which to me says they're waiting for more information, the legal actions to finish resolving and all that kind of stuff.
So what I've seen a lot of talk is about whether or not Blizzard is investigating. Blizzard is more or less probably talking to the parties involved, doing some investigation on their end, because there is a code of conduct for these players that they have to abide by. And if what has been said is true, then Zalay would be in violation of the code of conduct, and he should be
ejected.
Yeah, he should be punished for breaking the rules. That's plain and simple. Now, all that said, do I think they did the right thing in suspending him the day before the event starts? Yes, I do. Do I think a suspension was the correct course of action with what they know at this time? Yes, I do. Do I think if it comes to light that the allegations are in fact true at that point in time, should he be removed from the Grandmasters program? Yes, I do.
Yeah, and we've seen this before where it's a lot easier to suspend somebody and then increase the punishment once all the information's come out. And the legal team needs time to look over that side of it and then look at the contract that he signed and make sure they're doing the right thing. They have hastily punished grandmasters in the past, Blitzchung, and had to go back on it because they went too far. It's a lot easier to punish someone, and then if it's found out that they needed more punishment, give them more punishment. But I know a lot of people in the community are saying he should be ejected from Grandmaster. His slots should already be filled. That it's not fair to the other Grandmasters or Masters players that are trying to be promoted to Grandmasters. And to me, I think they're being a little hasty and wrong in that. There needs to be some time, and a suspension is the right action for me. And if more actions need to be taken, I'm sure the HSE Sports will take that action. I like seeing this kind of measured approach to it over what they did with Blitzchung. Now, some people will say, "Well, they're willing to be harsh on Blitzchung, but not on Zerotio." No, I don't think that's the case. I think it's that they learn from their mistakes. They got some really bad publicity.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the BlizzCon that happened just after the Blitzchung incident, and it was not a good feeling. There were people protesting. There was a lot of really bad, feelings about it. J. Allen Brack had to make a statement specifically about the protests regarding the Blitzchung incident. It went to national news. It went to national headlines, and in some cases worldwide headlines through some media sources. So I think this is them learning from their mistake in the Blitzchung situation, taking a measured approach, and I think they did it right. So I'm giving you, a good on you there, HSE Sports. I know you're undermanned right now, but I think you made the right action. And if more action is needed, I'm sure you will take that.
That's right.
Also, this is a very touchy legal situation for all parties involved, being Blizzard, being Hearthstone Esports specifically, and being Zerotio. As an employer of a contractor, you don't want to falsely punish somebody that's later found they didn't deserve that punish, because there's lots of legal allegations involved. Also, there's legal allegations involved if you talk about a private matter when it's being handled in courts or with lawyers or things like that. So the fact that Blizzard didn't step out immediately the day these allegations came out and make a public statement was the right thing as a business to do, as an employer to do. It's to take time, let your legal team get a hold of it. I know in the days of social media and the internet right now, if we hear about something at 9 a.m, we want public statements about it by noon. And that's just not how things always work. So for that, I think things are being handled properly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure if more needs to be done, they will be handled properly.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, moving on. This week's Tavern Brawl is a recipe of tenacity. Take the challenges of the Barons, choose a class, and enjoy the latest deck recipes. So
these are great.
Yeah, I've not had a chance to play it yet, but I love playing the deck recipe brawls. They're always fun, so I will definitely get this in before it resets.
I don't know if a lot of people remember, but I used to, when a set would launch, I would craft and make and play all 9 at the time, because there was no Demon Hunter, deck recipes and try to put them on the ladder. I'd play 10 games with each and see what the win rate was to find out which ones are the best. Then Whizbang came out, and it was much cheaper for me to do it. And now that we don't have Whizbang, and I'm investing in more getting the cards, I pulled back from that. But this brawl allows me to play with those recipe decks and see if they're really worth it. And they've really been stepping up the mark with the recipe decks. I think a lot of that is Chalky. Chalky's, ever since he came on the team, the recipe decks have just been banger.
Yeah.
I even got Legend with a couple recipe decks. I know the Mage one a few months ago was really good. So I love this Tavern Brawl, and I'd like to see them recycle this Tavern Brawl than the Crossroads ones.
Yeah.
Because in a week, I don't have time always to play all 10 deck recipes. So I'd like to be able to then, have this rotate every now and then and play it more often.
Yeah, I agree. So, all right. Well, that brings us to this week's deck of the week. So, earlier this week, I reached out to Zerotio and Mattatarms, and I said, hey, guys, what do we want to play? And Zerotio came back and said Matlock. And I was like, okay, I love Matlock. I'm a huge fan. So I went out and grabbed the entire first season of Matlock. I shotgunned it. I forgot how much I loved Andy Griffith. What are you laughing about? It was a good series. Oh, not this Matlock. This Matlock. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So if you don't know, Mattatarms actually designed a Control Warlock that cuts cascades and puts in Kazakus. It's the most notable feature, but there's some other things involved in it too. We'll go over the deck list in a second. And this is the new version of Matlock, but that original version was actually highlighted on HS Replay. So Mattatarms was really proud of himself that he got a deck featured on HS Replay.
We're proud of him too.
One of the top, I'm not sure if it was the top popular or top win rate decks. And it was his design, card by card, and people have been flocking to HS Replay and playing this. I've actually seen variations of this Control Warlock, or we've called Matlock, on the ladder, and it's very good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna run down the deck list, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. So the deck is 2 Armor Vendor, 2 Spirit Jailer, 1 Acidic Swamp Ooze, 2 Drain Soul, 2 Far Watch Post, 2 Soul Shear, 2 Backfire, 2 Hysteria, 2 Lucky Soul Hoarder, 2 School Spirits, 1 Tamsin Rome, 1 Kazakus Golem Shaper, 1 Ogremancer, 1 Sophan Soul, 1 Ticketus, 1 Sociologist Militia, 2 Strongman, 1 Twisting Nether, and 1 Yasarj the Defiler.
Yeah, so I played this. Both of us have played a handful of games with this deck, and I had some reservations. There are no Cascading Disasters, which I really thought the deck needed, and I am pretty much convinced that it's not. Kazakus does a really good job of filling that slot, and the Lucky Soul Hoarders always. I thought they might feel a little clunky in my hand when given to me by Yasharaj, but a lot of times playing Yasharaj and then playing the Lucky Soul Hoarders just draws you because you have nothing else in your deck. They draw you the soul fragments that are the healing that you need to then finish the game the next turn. So I've been, pleasantly surprised by how good both Kazakus and Lucky Soul Hoarder are in the deck. And then if you'll notice, it's only running one of the watch posts, which kind of talks about, the possible balance changes.
Yeah, about how strong Far Watch Post can
because
be.
Far Watch Post on 2 really cripples early game decks. And you'll see a lot of players put 2, sometimes 3 cards into clearing the Far Watch Post because it's debilitating. And then, of course, we see in here Lord Jiraxis. He's a great finisher. He corrupts all of your, cards that you need corrupted, specifically Strongman. Being able to play Lord Jiraxis followed by a Strongman or 2 is just such a board swing. and your
Yeah.
opponent has to deal with one or two 6/6s with taunt, and then knowing that every turn after that you're getting a 2-mana 6/6, just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. Well, I've like I said, I've played this deck about 4 games now. I'm 3-1 with it. My only loss so far was to a mirror. I played another Control Warlock. The one I played against was, in fact, running Cascading Disasters, but where he really got me was he got his Ticketus out first and got my Ticketus, my Yasarj, and my Lord Jaraxxus. So it was just, bad luck on my part, and there wasn't a whole lot I could do to come back from that at that point.
That mirror match, you have to prioritize shuffling the soul fragments, so you hope when they play Ticketus, they burn soul fragments.
Right.
That's really the way you win that. Plus, whoever gets the Ticketus off first and burns the right cards just wins in that matchup. Now, I played a few more games. I played 7 games, and I didn't have quite the win rate that Avanties had, but I ended up facing a lot of mage that got Lunacy on 2.
Okay.
And that's a really tough matchup. When they get Lunacy on 2, it's like, okay, I'm just spinning my wheels at this point. You almost want to snap concede at that point.
Yeah.
I didn't, but because I wanted to give the deck a true test, but it's just such an uphill battle at that point.
Yeah. So, all right, well, we're going to play this deck, and obviously we're going to let Zerotio drive this week, so we'll be playing. You're in Legend rank?
No, no. Diamond 4.
Diamond 4. Okay.
I got up to Diamond 1 and 2 stars, and then just kept getting high rolled.
Yeah.
So tilted and fell. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll be playing this there. Get an idea of what it looks like in that rank. So if you're joining us on YouTube, please stay tuned as we go to move into the play portion of the show. If you are listening via our audio podcast, we'd like to thank you for joining us. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at HeroPower_cast. You can find all of our past episodes on YouTube at youtube.com/ECMMOGamers or on our website at HeroPowerHS.com. If you enjoy the show, you'd like to help support and improve it, you can do so by joining our Patreon over at patreon.com/HeroPower, where you can get access to our patron-only Discord for as little as $1 a month. And we'll see you all again next week.
And don't forget to use your hero power.
Alrighty, sir. So.
Alright, I'm ready when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Alright, spin the wheel.
Spin to win.
And I'll have to remember starting next week to check my spectate because I'll be turning it off for my THL matches, so.
Yes, and I clicked on the wrong one.
And we got a mage. Naturally. Is your game bugged out?
Looking like it. Oh, there we go. Howard the Dave playing some rogue with watch posts.
Yeah. Is that a duel? Looks like a duel.
It may be, yeah.
Okay, so we're facing a mage. We have Hysteria, Siphon Soul, and a 6 Swamp Ooze. None of these are really important. So I think we just... In this matchup, we want to get as many Soul Shard activators.
Yes.
So I say we throw it all back.
I agree. We would like to get a watch post. We also want to get those Soul Shard activators.
Hysteria's good against no minion mage because they don't play a lot of minions.
Far watch post into
good.
Lucky Soul. That's really good.
Uh-huh. And you don't have to corrupt Lucky Soul.
No.
You have enough drawing inherently in Warlock.
Yeah, just playing it as a 3/4 shuffle 2 soul fragments is good.
So he fought to power, okay. So we did not get a coin Lunacy or coin the other one. So we just play the Far Watch post. This, if it can stick on the board, it negates any reduction he gets from I forget the name of that spell. You know it.
Oh,
The 2-minute spell.
yeah, the one we were talking about a little while ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Needing nerfed.
What is it? Incanter's Flow.
Incanter's Flow, that's it, yeah.
Okay. Wait. So he played
He
the
played
Archaeologist, and it drew him a card.
Yes, it did. It drew him a secret that now costs 4.
So he's running a secret in his deck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we just Lucky Soul Hoarder, right?
Yeah, we do.
Hysteria clears that, but we don't want to clear our watch post.
Right, no, you just play the Lucky Soul and pass the turn.
Tamsin's super strong with like Soul Shear and Drain Soul, so I really want to save it.
Yeah, well, he's got 10 cards in his hand, so he's got to play something.
Yeah, and 2 of them have had their cost, or 3 of them.
3 of them have had their cost
increase.
Yeah. Devolving Missiles.
2 cost devolving. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
That's good.
So we can't clear both of those.
Yeah.
Or we can just Hysteria the 2/3.
I like it.
It will hit the Efficient Octobot. It will clear the Archaeologist. It'll kill itself, and it'll give us an activation on the
I like it. I like it a lot.
Now, we're reducing the cost of Yashar's, which is fine. I just want to make sure we weren't reducing the cost of anything we need as a corruption activator later.
Nope.
Okay, so yeah, we swing face first.
Yep.
And then, because there is a chance it hits the Octobot twice, but it's not going to.
Excellent. Yeah, so
Now,
Octobot is, one of those good frenzy cards that we were talking about earlier.
there is an option to Soul Shear it just to get fragments, but I don't think we need to do that.
Okay.
I'd rather make him feel like he has to clear that one too. A lot of people will deal with the Octobot after it's been frenzied, and there's not really a reason to. We tap first, right?
Tap first, yeah.
Jiraxis, that's nice.
Yeah, that would have been nice
Face.
to reduce.
And then we just pass, right? I don't want to play empty Tamsin.
No, we just pass.
So I think this is Spell Mage. He's played 2 of the minions he got.
There's an Apexis Blast. Okay.
Oh.
Stranglethorn Tiger. That was a good get for him.
It's a really good get for him, actually. Because we can't easily deal with it.
Not with what we have in our hand.
No. Tap.
Tap and then swing face and...
Ooh.
So now, do we swing face and then Soul Shear it to... Or, yeah, I guess we could just School Spirits it.
I think we School Spirits. Because this could be Counterspell, but we want to deal with that Counterspell early.
Right.
All right, good. Now, if he attacks with this and develops another minion, we can... Okay, that's actually not bad.
Brucon.
So we got a lot we can do next turn, especially if he swings.
Yeah. Good thing mages don't really have any nature damage spells.
Yeah, that's true.
There's another Apexis.
6 toss Apexis Blast.
So that was one of the cards he drew with the... Okay.
Your Soul Fragment.
There's Ticketus.
So we would only get 2 3/3s with Militia, so I don't think that's the play.
No, we've got to remove some of this damage from the board. So
I think we Tamsin and just use a combination of Soul Shears and Drain Souls.
I agree. Yeah.
So Tamsin, we'll Drain Soul the 5/3, Drain Soul 5/5, Soul Shear the 5/5, and then do we go ahead and Soul Shear
I
do the
think
damage
so.
for con?
I mean, we want to get those soul fragments in the deck,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for next turn.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to tap. And the reason I'm tapping last is because I want to tap after we've gotten the soul fragments in the deck.
Okay.
Does that sound good, or do we just not tap?
So we're at 16. He's gonna do 5 for sure. That's gonna bring us down to 11.
Okay.
He can't. I don't think there's any way he can kill us. Yeah, go ahead and tap.
I didn't tap.
Okay.
You gave me enough reason not to. He did use both of his Apexis blasts.
Right.
This is fine.
Okay.
Sociologist deals with this. The 5 damage coming to our face is what convinced me not to. Okay, there's soul fragment. 2 soul fragments.
Okay.
Don't want to burn too many.
So we can still get 4.
Sociologist, huh?
Yeah, and then that corrupts Ticketus.
Yes, it does. I don't know when we'll be able to have time to play Ticketus.
Well, depending on what he does next turn, we can either play the Ticketus or we can play the Jaraxxus.
I think this next turn is Jaraxxus double strongman.
I don't hate that.
We gotta avoid his 2 fireballs that are in the deck.
So there's an imprisoned Phoenix.
He's
drawing. Yeah, he's digging. Refreshing spring water.
Back up to 5 mana.
Yeah. Primordial Studies.
And see, that
was a snap pick from the Primordial.
It was. Which means it's probably the Prime. Solarian Prime.
Yep.
But he's not going to play yet because he hasn't played his
Lunacy. Send in the 3/3 first, in case it's Vaporize. Okay.
And then we just play Jaraxxus, right?
Then we just play Jaraxxus, Eridar Lord of the Burning Legion.
Okay, so I'm playing Jaraxxus, then I'm going to swing face.
Yes.
Then I will play a strong man, just in case it's Mirror Entity.
Yes.
It's not. We play the other one though, right?
I think so.
Or do we? Let's stagger it so we can play it alongside Ticketus.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine too.
Because that means next turn we can play Hysteria if we need to, Ticketus and Strongman. See, right now, this game is an out of reach. It's not terrible. And one thing hasn't happened. He has not played Decca.
And he just had to spend his entire turn to remove our board.
So, I mean, I think Spellmage
There's
Decca Lunacy. I think Spellmage is a good competitive deck without Decca Lunacy. It's just you don't see it without Decca Lunacy anymore. So we Ticketus, right?
Yep. Shadow Ruin,
that's actually good.
Power Infusion.
That doesn't matter.
Blessing of Kings. Initiation.
Glowfly Storm would have. Glowfly Storm's a tough one. Yeah. So we hero power Strongman and play the vendor, right?
I like it.
And then swing face, of course.
Yes.
We want to constantly swing face. And then he has 5 cards in his deck. He'll go down to 4 unless he plays any draw. And see, if any of his Decca Lunacies turn into draw and we burn his deck, they're dead cards in his hand. He can't play them.
Yeah.
So when Lunacy happens really late in the game, it's not the end of the world. It's when it happens on 2's the problem. Ooh, Egwin. That's what he snap picked?
Looks like it.
Okay. There must have been no other option.
So next turn, we're just going to Yasar's Ticketus, right?
Yeah. And probably 1 strongman. Whoa.
Wow.
That did a whole bunch of nothing.
Wow.
Is that still lethal? That's still lethal.
Yeah. Yeah, send it in.
So we just win. Oh, I got the achievement, Jaraxxus face you, for winning with Jaraxxus.
Nice.
Winning with a Jaraxxus swing to face. That's awesome. Got an achievement. Cool. So we've learned that was a close match, even without Lunacy. And then Lunacy didn't even play a part. at that point.
Yeah, Lunacy didn't do anything.
What
for
changes that matchup is when they get Lunacy like on turn 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Or even like turn 3 even. That's when it feels really bad. So if you take Lunacy out of the equation, it's still a competitive deck because he had us against ropes.
All right,
so that's why I think Lunacy just needs to be. This is a tough matchup.
All right, so we're going up against Paladin. We definitely want to hold on to the acidic swamp ooze in this case.
We want the ooze. We want the soul shear. We want the armor vendor, and I think we even want the backfire.
I don't hate keeping everything.
I think we want to keep everything here because we're going to be dumping our hands early if he plays the weapon early and he puts out a 1/3 early.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think we just do this. Now the question is on 1 if we want an armor vendor, and I don't know if we want to. Usually we want to get some taps in and get our health down a little bit and use our health as a resource before we armor vendor. But we'll see what he does on 1.
Well, I mean, that's fine. If you want to coin tap on 1 and then armor vendor on 2 and then backfire on 3, or if you want to just,
I don't know if I'm admirable enough to coin hero power on 1. Shout out to that's admirable. Ooh.
So okay. Not of anointment.
That tells me we need an armor bender.
Yes.
Because that contests the 1/1.
I agree.
So what he will want to do is either have the weapon, which we have the ooze for, or Hand of a Doll. And if he Hand of a Dolls,
we have the soul shear.
We can soul shear it.
Yep.
So we soul shear here?
We soul shear here, yes, and then pass.
Do we pass or do we coin the armor vendor knowing we need a little bit of hand space for backfire next turn?
No, I don't hate that. That's not a bad idea.
Because this gives us a little hand space because we're going to start drawing like crazy.
Yeah.
And backfire gives us... We're not using our house... okay.
Okay. So now we're going to swamp ooze.
Oh, and we drew a jailer. Perfect.
Nice.
So we swing face first.
Swing face first, yep.
Then we ooze and then jailer?
Yep.
I really think this deck could use 2 oozes, but that may be just the meta talking to me right now. Oh, Kazakus.
I don't hate Kazakus on curve.
All right, do we just go face?
Yeah, I mean, make him...
No, it's not Noble Sacrifice.
Right.
Let's go face with the Swamp Ooze first to see if it's Reckoning.
Now, it's probably Avenge.
It could be Avenge, but we might be able to find something off of Kazakus to deal with it. So we go 5 cost, right?
Yeah, we go 5 cost.
Rush.
Do we go rush? Do we go step? Yeah. I guess we go rush.
Rush deals with the board.
Yeah.
2 damage to 2 random enemies.
3 damage to 2 random enemies.
That's
yes.
Three, yeah. Strike that.
Well, now let's think about this.
I don't think we're going to keep the minions on the board, though.
You don't think we'll have at least 2 other minions on the board?
I don't. We might. I mean, if we keep this board, then Wildvine's the way to go. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Because if he clears 2, then we're gonna net have a better advantage than doing 3 damage to 2 targets.
So he's only gonna get rid of 1.
Okay.
He is, however, making that minion very big.
That's fine. We can. We're gonna play the golem.
Yep.
We'll run the golem into. So what have we tested? We haven't tested Avenge, which is fine. We'll run the golem in, and then the spirit jailer. And if it is Avenge, we can kill. It's not.
Okay. So run the
Just galloping
3/5, run the 3/5 in, and then
into 3/1.
yep,
And then go face.
Go face.
Because if it was Avenge, we could trade in the armor vendor, so we had a way to deal with it. So it's probably Oh My Yogg. It could be Galloping Savior.
Yeah. So if he plays a minion, we can spend this next turn playing Drain Soul into back. If it is Oh My Yogg into backfire.
That gives us Drain Soul target. Do we play Drain Soul into backfire, or do we backfire into which one would we rather
I
have?
think we need the card draw right now. We're low on cards.
You have a hero power.
We do. I mean, yes, we could, but we've got four souls for Sociologist.
That's true. That's true. Drain Soul doesn't even kill that.
No, it does not now.
But I think you're right. I think we start with Drain Soul.
Okay.
Just to see if it gets yogged. And it does. And we can get a beneficial 2. We're still able to attack, so that's good.
Dirty tricks, okay.
Oh, that's good. So we clear we play backfire and clear this, right?
I think so, yeah.
You're not seeing the bug, are you? So it's just me. Good. Okay.
Yeah, it's just you.
This is soul fragments. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. We got a lucky do. Ooh.
Nice.
And then we clear it.
And then we clear it. So now we can still we've still got 2 for the Sociologist, and that will corrupt the Ticketus.
Yes, that's the important part. It will corrupt the ticket, and it will corrupt the lucky soul hoarder, which is more draw.
Yes.
I think that was the right play. And we'll get more draw if he casts a spell, which he knows he's going to cast. We know he's going to cast Blessing of Wisdom, right?
Yeah. And now we can, as long as we don't draw a soul fragment, we can run the 2 3/3s into the 4/6 and.
Yep. Did you notice he didn't play the Libram of Wisdom?
I did.
Oh wait, he saw what spell we got.
Oh, okay. I guess he must have.
So he knows his dirty tricks, which is good because that's. I mean, he's not going to want a pen flinger because that means he casts spells.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to give us cards.
Here it comes.
And he's going to give us cards. But he almost has to at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he can't not play his Librams.
Yeah. Okay. One more. And then he clears it. So leaving him nothing on board.
Correct. Well, he's still got 6 mana, so.
Yeah, that's true.
He's going to start the Pen Flinger face. There's the Libram of Hope.
Okay.
Which is fine because we're going to play. Let's see.
We'll play Ticketus, right?
Yeah. I think we just
Farwatch
Ticketus.
Okay. Let's see what we Ticketus first. That's good. Okay.
Libram.
Tendon's not bad.
Avenge.
The other Oh My Yogg.
Okay. So we don't have to worry about another Oh My Yogg.
And we could take that 9. I mean,
I think he'll use it to clear Ticketus. I don't think he'll go face with it. I can't imagine he would go face with it.
I mean, you never know, but I think you're right. I mean, he might clear the Farwatch, but ooh, he's prioritizing face. Oh, because he has 2. Ugh. Ah, that's how he deals with them.
Yeah.
Does he have another spell to follow up? I'm sure he does. Yeah, secret. So we know it's not Oh My Yogg.
Yeah.
We know it's not Avenge, so it has to be the Galloping Savior. Twisting Nether off top? No.
Do we just Tamsin School Spirits 4 times?
You can't do it 4 times.
Yeah, you can.
You can do it 3 times.
Costs 0. Tamsin is 3. School Spirits is 3. School Spirits is 3. Then School Spirits is 0. School Spirits is 0.
Oh, I see. Oh, you do it. Okay. But we're going to summon the Galloping after the 3rd. Oh, we'll be fine. You're right. You do the 2,
I mean, it's not going to get rid of the 9/9, but...
No. I see what I was thinking 3, then 0, 3, then 0.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
3, 3, then 0, 0.
Right.
And then we'll get rid of the Galloping with these 2. Because that should give the Galloping. And it gives us a ton of soul fragments in the deck. Yeah, good call. I was thinking the order wrong. I forgot that you can wait to do the zeros until the end.
Yeah. And then I think, depending on what we draw, we start next turn with Backfire and go from there.
Why not Lucky Soul Holder first?
Well, so we could do that.
More fragments in.
How many soul fragments do we have in the deck right now?
9.
Okay.
Oh, my Kingdom for Hysteria?
Or freaking Twisting Nether. Either one.
Or Twisting Nether, yeah. Wait, no spell left?
Yeah, Libram.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he'd used them all. Swing's face. This is a tough matchup.
It is.
Strong man. So yeah, we Lucky Soul Hoarder first, right?
Hang on. If we Backfire first, we could draw... What could we draw into that could help us?
Can't draw Twisting Nether because it'll cost too much.
Yeah. So
Hysteria,
but Hysteria is
anyway.
3, so we could Lucky Soul, Backfire, and then Hysteria. So that's fine.
Yes. Draws us a strong man. Backfire. There's a fragment. There's a twisting. There's a fragment. Fragment. Oh, come on. Then we would Hysteria the 9/9, right? No, we didn't get it.
We didn't get it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we needed Hysteria for that.
Yeah.
That was pretty much the only draw. And he's going to milk this because that's what they do. He's just showing us he has it.
Well, yeah.
I don't mind letting people do this kind of stuff anymore because sometimes they're just achievement hunter.
Right.
So it used to kind of tilt me a little bit. It's like, come on, just kill me. But now with achievements, did he just purposely...
He did.
Miss lethal? Why? So we Twisting another Farwatch post, right?
Yep.
So we knew that wasn't Omayog.
Correct.
It's Galloping Savior. It's the only option. No, I guess it could be the other Avenge. I forgot we only burned one Avenge. He didn't play the other Avenge. And we play both Strongmen.
Yep.
Because next turn we can Yashar. Yeah, Galloping Savior. It's fine. But we don't care because we have 6/6s in the way.
Right.
I don't... Okay. I mean, if he's not interested in winning, I guess I ain't going to get mad at him over that.
Yeah, because next turn we're going to Yasarj, and then we're going to play the 6/6s, and then we're going to play the Ticketus.
Yep. And probably even play the Lucky Soul Hoarders. Or the one.
Yeah.
Lucky Soul Hoarder. We'll only get one. going to face? He did something to face. Must be his weapon swing. Which we'll know his avenge if he gets it. Let's see how many soul fragments we can draw. We have a high chance of drawing a lot of soul fragments.
Yeah. Well, just one.
More than half of our deck is soul fragments. Oh, just one.
Just Yasarj and play our hand?
Yeah, I think you're right. We'll have chances to draw more with the Lucky Soul Hoarder, too. So this, and Lucky Soul Hoarder. And Ticketus?
Yep.
What did he even have left in his deck?
He's only got 4 cards.
There's Ford Ring. Yeah, nothing crazy. I don't know the source of the BM. This is not a name I recognize. I think it's Chinese characters.
Yeah.
They're probably just having fun, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Doesn't have enough to lethal us. Leave? Or does he?
If all 4 of those cards are spells, he does not have enough.
No, he doesn't have enough mana. We'd be at 2. We'd be at 1 because of the weapon swing. Because he'll clear that way. And he still has to have targets for the other. He doesn't have. He has enough mana to do 6 Penflingers.
Yeah. Another Libram, that's fine.
Okay. So we start by soul shearing that, then drain souling it, right?
Yes.
Soul shear will shuffle.
Actually, I don't guess it matters which way we go with it.
I mean, we can do a hysteria on it.
No. I was thinking run the 3/4.
Or do we Jiraxis?
I was thinking run the 3/4 in to remove the Divine Shield, and then use our 2 spells, and then clean it up with one of the minions.
Jiraxis is more healing.
Jiraxis is only 5 points.
Yeah, but we'll only get 3 from the Drain Soul. We don't know if we'll draw the.
But we can. What I'm saying is, we have to remove the Ancient Guardian. It can't stay on the board.
Oh yeah. We clear them. We
that.
Lucky Soul and then run the 10/10, the 8/8 in.
Yeah, no, we can go. We can go face without having to worry about that. I don't think he can kill us next turn. He has no card. All he has is 3 cards, 2 of which are.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's gonna get these back, but I don't think. Oh, okay.
We Jiraxis swing face.
Okay.
And we have lots of options for healing.
I was just thinking you could have done it the other way and still had the 10/10 or the 8/8 on the board and gone face with it.
The thing is Penflingers equate for 10 damage. So if we were under 10, he could beat us just by putting the Blessing of Wisdoms on the Penflingers himself. So we're going to soul. We're going to drain soul, definitely. I think we got to stay above 10 is what we need to keep trying to do.
Yeah.
And last turn we wouldn't have been above 10. I'm not confident he wouldn't just miss lethal again. Okay, soul fragment. We need to try to hit 3 soul fragments, or 2. Okay, got the Hysteria. That's fine. So we Drain Soul that.
Yep.
Soul Shear it. Hero Power Hysteria, and that clears it.
Yep.
I mean, he'll heal up, but that's fine. Soul Shear. Hero Power. Hysteria. And we got another round of Hysteria.
Nice. I was worried it would hit the Farwatch post first.
Yeah, well, the Farwatch post
doesn't do anything, but
it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a body.
So literally, all he has left are two
Penflingers.
Penflingers and his
and if he's
spells.
using his hero power to summon a Dew so he can buff, then we're in a good spot. We can hero power and Hysteria.
What do we have left?
Siphon Soul and Ogremancer. The Ogremancer would be nice.
Yeah.
So if we draw the Ogremancer, we can hero power Hysteria, Ogremancer, and then that's got a seal at that point, right?
I wish we had. I wish we had a way to get rid of that Silverhand recruit without killing it and get rid of all those Librams.
Yeah. We don't in this deck. A misstep. She misstep. Okay. One. How many do we hit? Oh, we only hit one, which means he's going to have lethal.
Yeah.
Let's see if he does, though. So we Hysteria this.
Yeah.
It'll clear it. And then we Ogremancer. We really need to hit more Soul Fragments because we have 10 in there now.
Jeez.
Yeah, we have 11 cards in our deck, and one's a Siphon Soul. He's just BMing.
Yeah.
If we had hit 3 or no, just 2 Soul Fragments, we would have been fine.
And this is why Penflinger needs to go away and die in a
and
dark
that's one of the
hole.
reasons why I haven't chosen just to concede is because this is evidence here why Penflinger needs to go away. Look how much reach he has now that he's in fatigue.
Yeah.
If it was only able to hit minions, he'd be dead.
That's right.
I mean, he might still have a chance because he can clear whatever we develop, but like I said, if we'd hit 2 Soul Fragments, we'd probably be good right now.
Yeah.
Because then we'd have all these
Penflinger game.
Yep. Don't know why he did it that way unless he's gonna just pass the turn. He is? He is. No, he's not. Okay.
So, all right. Well, I think that's enough. That shows you the way the deck plays.
Yep. We won versus usually what is a bad matchup because of lunacy, and then we lost versus another deck that needs to be nerfed. And this is one of the reasons why I'm not enjoying Hearthstone right now. It's because I face Mage, I face Paladin, I face Mage, I face Paladin, and then occasionally I'll face something else, and that's fun. But like at least 60% of my games are just the same thing, and they're things that look like they're going to be addressed in the next balance change, and I just don't want to see anymore. So I'm probably not going to be playing much on the ladder and getting legend until the balance change happens.
Yeah, which hopefully will be on Tuesday. So
means tonight I'm probably going to try to go after Motor in Valheim and see if I can get that done
there
before
you
I go back to play Hearthstone.
All right. So that's going to do it for us this week. If you have any questions or comments about the show, please email us at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com. Hit that subscribe button below on YouTube if you've not done so already. Check that little notification bell so that you know when our new episodes go live. For more details about our patron-only Discord, head over to patreon.com/heropower. Until next week, good gaming.
Bye, guys.